to YouTube on my Dr. Chef Wellness channel for free for this free. Um, Greetings, YouTube. I am here. It's me, Dr. Chef's. Man, it's got me going, y'all. I've been working at this for like 40 minutes now. It was not giving. That's what I'm going to say. For my motivational money, it was not giving you all. And so that's the reason why I was tuning in to Facebook to let you all know that in order to get better reception, better view, you must call me or tune in to my Dr. Chef Wellness channel for free. Please like and subscribe. It's just not popping up. It should be just not popping up in your news feed. So it's one of those times where yes, it's got us going. But it's okay. I'm still motivated, y'all. This is part of patience. I'm putting it in now, so bear with me. I had my little music going and everything, and thank you all so much for the time. And Sister Dorothy for letting me know that you all could not see me. I appreciate that. That helped me out a lot because on my end it was showing that I was in. And so I'm working this thing out, y'all. This is part of being motivated. So it's the best time for this to happen. And you see, I wasn't able to tune in for my last ones. And so that was important. So this is the reason why I am showing determination, you all. I am showing motivation as I'm working on this, not to give up, not to give in. For I know these computers are not perfect yet, so I'm not gonna say too much concerning that because I know if I want to get in, then I'm sure there is technology there that if you don't seem like you're singing the high praises, that it may not let you in. So I am putting in on the YouTube chat now, you all, for Facebook because I know Facebook once again would not connect. Um, I'm putting in the text now, YouTube, for those of y'all that's tuning in. Thank you so much for liking. Please like and share. I have to build. I think I need about just 5 more subscribers in order to stay in the loop here because they've changed different things, and that means also here on Facebook. So please like and share. So I get that would help me with the followers. So I'm going to put in the YouTube channel now in the chat, you all. I hope that your weekend was beautiful. Happy Father's Day again every day to all of the fathers. I did not mean in no shape, form, or fashion to slight our dear beloved seeds of the earth. Without you all, we cannot populate. Even though we know that the woman is most definitely responsible for carrying the baby, the child, for carrying us in order for us to have life here on earth. But without a seed, we can't do it, y'all. And that's why I posted the post that I had posted. So it's credit to all of us that participate in this thing called life. Let's see. I'm trying to get in here now, y'all. Yeah, it had me going, y'all. I'm so glad I'm not one that easily gives up. Wellness channel. There it is right there, y'all. It's for free. Please like and subscribe. If you can't see it, I just put it in there, you all. There it is. It's in your chat. At least I was able to do that. Thank you all for YouTube for allowing me some grace there. And once again, I thank my grandmother Willie Mae Jones Hill for naming me Ann, along with my mother, middle name being Ann. It means grace, y'all. And so I focus on that a lot because I'm like, I need all the grace I can get. Anytime when it's something that I am not as familiar with, you would think that I am because of the time that I have had to put place that I've had to been doing this, but I did not have to do this part of the technical part of it. All I had to do is make sure that I could think with some sense and do share anything that I have learned and anything that I've been taught. So prayerfully, you all are doing well. Oh, my skin look real shiny. I had that vitamin E, y'all. I tried that vitamin E. Hey there, brother Emmanuel. It's good to see everyone or different ones that's tuning in now. I made it, y'all. I got in there. Woo, 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 woo. I am motivated. And there you go. Facebook, that's what I mean. It says trying to connect. So that's why I tell everybody come over to the YouTube channel. It is for free. I was wanting some information yesterday. I'm starting off with it. And it was yesterday evening, and it was some really good information. And they was charging $2.99, $5.99, $10.99. For no shade at all, you all. Even though the sun has really been out and it's really, really been hot. I'm not throwing any shade, but as you all see, I said go over to my YouTube channel, Facebook, because Facebook do not give good connection here to Dr. Chef Wellness Channel. It's for free. YouTube stays up and more stronger signal. So I just tuned in for now for Facebook now, just so I could share that with you all. StreamYard was acting up, so I had to do that. And so that's the reason why I had to keep doing that. And then I'm gonna let that go. Okay, there you go. You all building up. Thank you so much. Please like and subscribe. That will help me out a lot because they just gave me updates while I was doing this that unless you have 100 followers, they will not allow you to go live anymore. Okay. Hey there, Sister Candy. So as you all come in, just note that that was one of the issues. I'm able to go live. I believe I have over 100. I have not. I don't check stuff like that, but I did see where they showed us where they did announce that you have to have, and like now, Facebook just booted off. Yeah, it just booted off, and so that's the reason why I cannot just only rely on one channel. You all, we have to have more than one if you want to do this, so that I know that you all are well and you're still motivated. You made it to Monday, so that's a blessing. And if it was a lesson, then at least we look. You got it. I know I did, especially with fooling around with this these all of these different glitches. Okay, all right, all right, all right. Woo. Okay, made it on through, you all. I was thinking about motivation and how much it helped me this weekend, you all, because I had my grandson Kareem, and I almost kept him over so that you all could see his face. Maybe I will if I have him on Wednesday. But this one was a little bit more challenging, maybe because he wasn't able to see his dad like he wanted to and spend that quality time. And so you all keep my son in prayer for when he's able to come back in town and be settled, because that one he's a little 4.5-year old soul, and I believe he was able to tell the difference. He most definitely was knowing. And he was just acting different on Father's Day. Well, you all celebrate his Father's Day. I took him to service with me, and he was just in his little, and my mind did not take some motivation for me to say there. So when he saw that they were selling some real, or more on the healthier side of some sliced cakes, he said he wants some. I said, no. Grandma said, no. G-Ma is not going for it, because if you're going to do that humming, where I can't hear the message, nah. G-Mom, here, don't reward. Hmm, hmm, hmm. But nevertheless, I'm so grateful that I got a chance to be here to tune in. Happy Father's Day again. I've said it, and it's okay. I'm saying more. Happy Father's Day every day. Just like we say for Mother's Day, Happy Mother's Day every day. I'm saying Happy Father's Day every day for all of my fathers. I know it's not easy, because us mothers know that it's not easy. Happy Father's Day to the fathers that feel unappreciated, feel like they're not being rewarded at all or honored. So I want to carry that out past the Sunday, because even though that's your day too, even though that's the case, I don't like doing what everybody else do all the time. That is the difference between when you are placed in any kind of position of leadership, is that you don't do what everybody else do. And so just because everybody else stops saying Happy Father's Day, that don't mean that Dr. Chef gonna stop saying Happy Father's Day. If I want, I may say Happy Father's Day by the end of this year, or by the end of the month, or the end of the week. And they're like, what's she talking about? Because y'all, They got too much control over us. Why should you have to stop anything? It's no different than me acknowledging that I made it to this beautiful age, the stage of 49. And I'm saying that because of my mother's mother passed at 49. I'm celebrating all year. I'm grateful all year until I hit that big 50. Yay! So if I can do that and have that in mind, because that's part of me. When I say celebrate, I just mean just being grateful and thankful. And so if someone said, okay, I want to get you something, I want to do something nice for you next month because I wasn't able to do it on your born date, I'm like, I'll be just as happy as I was on that date that I manifest in this earth. The same that I think that we should do when it comes down to honoring each other's for the yes, it's no more than our reasonable service. If you participated in wanting to repopulate the earth, yes, that is part of the responsibility. For those who, as we say, there's a saying, to whom much is given, much is required. So if you are given a family, a woman, and a mother that you want, then much is required for you to do. This is not something that we consider a glamorous thing to do. Once you get to a mature age and accountability, especially if you have been taught what it means to be a father. And so I'm not going to elaborate on it for long because I'm not a father, and I'm not one of those mothers that, even when most of all of what felt like mostly all of the work and what was a lot of the work with raising children, I still never put it in my mind that I'm the mother and the father. It's good enough being called a one man. That means I'm made up of both parts of my mother and my father. That's enough. But if you know as a man, only get a chance to say that I am man and that I come from a woman man. See how that works? So, because of whoever thought to set that these titles in motion, they came with responsibilities. And so when those responsibilities, and they vary from person to person, depending on who you choose to mate with, because life, especially here in this country, has been made more difficult than what it should be, and there is not as much respect and honor like it should be, especially on these platforms. Um, hey, Uncle, you got to come over to YouTube, Uncle. Facebook is not acting right. You got to come to Dr. Chef Wellness Channel. You got to come to Dr. Chef Wellness Channel. I put it in the first chat. I hope you had a beautiful Father's Day. I couldn't call you out of what 12 children and then everybody else. I wanted to give you a break. Y'all had to talk to my Uncle Frank. Y'all know my Uncle Frank Bass. He actually, speaking of fathers, he is one that helped raise me. And so that's the reason why I can still smile, even though my biological father has transitioned on in 2015. And my step-up dad is still open for being a father. Just because my mother transitioned in 21 doesn't, he did not stop wanting to be a father to us. And so I did wish him happy Father's Day. And I wish my Uncle Frank happy Father's Day. My godfather, Mr. Alberly Petway, and so many others. Pastor Donnell Bowie, he's a good example of a father. He has girls and a son. So many that's out here that fathers and men that I'm just so grateful that I've been able to look up to and learn something from. And I think I learned more from my great uncle, than not to throw no shade at my dad's, but I learned more from my great uncle Frank that dropped the seed into my auntie Bernice, dropped 15 seeds and birthed 14 children, 7 girls and 7 boys. And so I got a chance to grow up. I've shared this before. I've got a chance to grow up with 7 cousins and 7 girls and 7 boy cousins that actually was like sister and brother cousins. And oh my God, it was. And then we had a whole ton of my other uncles and aunties, because we had a village, y'all. We had a village. And yeah, I share it sometimes so that you understand why come people like myself don't mind talking to people, even if I can't like physically see you. And yes, I tried it with StreamYard, but as you all see, I wasn't able to do that. Hey there, Sister Lord, good to see you. Please tell your father and your step up dad happy Father's Day. I know some don't believe in it. And Shalom, Sister Sandra, different ones, Sister Candy. Please send the greetings to you all's fathers and your husband from Dr. Chef in person, and for those who all that's tuning in. And that's what I'm talking about. My uncle's still faithful watching. Uncle, you got to come over, Uncle. You got to come over to YouTube, Dr. Chef Wellness Channel. I'm going to put it in the chat just for you because my uncle hanging on in there, y'all. He must his or maybe that YouTube not acting right. I'm gonna put it in there for you. Thank y'all so much for and seeing it's still glitching. It's trying to reconnect. And it used to didn't do that. But I know it's because I've shared some content that they're not accustomed to, because I noticed they won't even allow everyone to see my Facebook page. And so I can post up some really good stuff, and it's like it was not there. And so I know that because but even though I only had one warning that I know of, but I don't usually watch out for all that stuff. I'm gonna try to put it in one more time for you, Uncle, because I know you didn't get it. I'm gonna put in for him so he can come over to YouTube, and it's for free. You do not have to pay in order to get in to my channel. Like I just got through sharing. I wanted to get some information from the channel, and they were charging, and I understand their why. Just like now, donations for those who all like to send donations, it would be helpful during this time because it's heat. It's a lot of hotness going on here. Yes, I called it hotness. Dry heat. Even now, I have a fan. I have two fans going. I did not have air going. One because once again, being healthy, you can maintain in heat because our bodies is at that 98 Fahrenheit internally. We're as melanated people, no matter whether you're dark, lighter, brown, red, we are supposed to be able to withstand some heat. Unless you are one that's born and raised into the North Pole area of the Eskimos, where that's all you've been accustomed to is the Fahrenheit sitting below zero, then they may have an issue, and those are melanated people as well. Um, they may have an issue, but not necessarily those of us that's here in the mixture in the West or in the tropical areas in the South. Okay. And so, anywho, I'm just thankful that I was able to make it here to you all. And yes, my motivation was the fact that, yes, it was getting hot. Um, I didn't want to flick on the air right away because I knew that I could maintain. And then I realized that I also was feeling like my muscles was able to relax a little bit more. I know some say no, if you freeze it, then the muscles should do okay. But if not, um, but for me, heat relaxes my muscles, and so I'm just thankful that I was able to tune in because this was one of those last minute trying times for this week, going in between with the heat and then in the office space, and that's amazing. Nobody has called me at all outside of my clientele up until now, and then now all of a sudden it wants to give me all this feedback. My cousin was tuning in, Reginald Price. Happy Father's Day, cuz. Yeah, my family, they all was out there this weekend. And happy birthday to my cousin Greg, and happy Father's Day if you are. I'm sorry I missed the 70s party. I have a 70s baby, so y'all know I wanted to get out there and oh, okay. That was a little bit too much. Yeah, my family in Chicago, they know how to have a nice time, and they are very creative people, very smart people, very hardworking people. All of my cousins and aunties, uncles that's out there in Chicago. So I wanted to give a special shout out to the Chi-Town in the house. That's so I had to make sure I did that, you all. So tell me how you all feeling today. I need to hear back from some of y'all. Tell me how you feeling. And Sister Simply Sandra, I did get your text. That was part of our issue too. We had a lot of glitches. I want you to know right here on this live that I did get your text, and I do look forward to us getting in a health consultation with you. Yes, I am open for you, and I do remember you now that I know that you're not the other Sandra. So thank you so much. I did receive that on yesterday. Um, and so I look forward to it. Just via text me again because now the services are acting okay enough where I can receive. Those are two different lines, and I will be giving you another phone number starting with the 314 is how that would work. You would not be receiving any form of health consultations on the 618 number. That is just a business line for those who wants to order products and want to schedule for your health consultations or mental health consultations or spiritual health consultations. That's what that's for. And so yeah, if y'all didn't know, you're very welcome. You're very welcome. And then here goes good news. Before I get into the wham of the motivation, please like and share, subscribe. I'm going to keep this thing rolling, y'all. But this is my little 10 minutes for the announcements here. I do still have, who was that? Sister Thompson was asking me about business opportunities that you can take. Remember this beautiful elixir right here, y'all. This one was not my Dr. Chef brand, for the record. This was not my Dr. Chef brand. But this is a company from time to time. I will endorse certain companies that I've seen us get really, really good results from time to time. I will. This was one, you all, that I used during the sea time that helped a lot of my family all across Michigan, Chicago, Florida, you name it. They were getting Texas, all over where was receiving this product because it's a little spray. I'm afraid to spray it now because I've read now and it's probably going to just drain whatever is in me. But you just spray it. It tastes like spray, you all. So yes, do consider this as a little short commercial. I have to do this because this is very, very important. I don't want to hold it to Wellness Wednesday. But this product, you all have an opportunity for those of you all that want to purchase it and buy it. There is a PIN number if you want to come in as part of my team. You can come in and I will help you promote it. And what they do is that they store whatever amount of volume that you distribute of this particular product, and it comes in orange as well. It's an immune booster. That's what it is. And it comes in mint and orange, and you just spray it underneath the tongue. Voila! You think it's a little bit of mint spray, but it cleans out the sinus for those who already have sinus issues because the pollen level is up higher when it's hot. You're sneezing all over the place. You're starting to get dizzy spells. It boosts that immune system up to the 400s plus. It just does it in a spray form, just like what your supernatural sea moss would do. And you're the powerful moringa. I still have those. The supernatural sea moss is $40 a bag, you all. Lasts a month supply. And then your moringa, which you can use this as like a tea, or you can put it just like I'm getting ready to do. I'm getting ready to put mine into my watermelon, and that'll be for Wellness Wednesday. So you all tune in at 4 p.m. for Wellness Wednesday. I will be showcasing what I do with my moringa and how it gets into my system because it is delicious and it refines everything. No, it does not have a strong taste or nothing like that, and it's only $20 a bag. This is a lot. When I first had purchased a bag this size in Houston, Texas, about 2 years ago, it cost me $40, you all, just so you know. And note that the proceeds of you all supporting me for my channels, my health talk, my power talk, or spiritual talk, my down to earth talks that I'm having with you all, and coaching sessions. Note that the proceeds go to help me to be able to help, especially now, our elders. So I get, and it helps me to know to keep pushing, keep going. Because when I walk from out of my office, all I have to do is drive up some blocks down, and I see a lot of our elders out in the heat, you all. No cold water, no cold nothing. This is what keeps me motivated, okay? Not just on Monday, but on who's what Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Okay. Anywho, y'all get what I'm saying? It keeps me motivated all week. So because I'm thinking about who I can help, who it is that needs assistance. And that's when you know, when this is when you know you have true ministry and love in your heart. It's not something that has to be programmed. It's not something that we have to always showcase on this line. Of course, it helps some so that you all know that something has been done when you donate income support. So I will put that into, hey, Uncle, you made it. Yay, you ready? How my dear niece? How are you trying to get tuned in today? Hey, Uncle, I'm so glad to see y'all. Please send a happy Father's Day to the father of all fathers that has helped take care of 15 of his own biological children and many. Ooh, how many nieces and nephews? I know it's over 100 of us. It's a lot of us. That is the man. That is the father of all fathers right there. Not just because he had a lot of children, but think about it. Most fathers that have a lot of children, you all know how it works. When it comes down to trying to take in other people's children and train them and teach them and help raise them, that takes a really nurturing, strong, God-fearing man. Do you hear me? And I know that I've been blessed to have that in my life. And that's why you all that has tuned in, for why you all hear me talk about it all the time, because it is. Was life perfect? Was everything golden? Absolutely not. But that's what we need strong men for. That's what we need strong godly men for. So that we can have that strong foundation and that guidance and that wisdom. And that's the reason why that's why I say, you all, I can't settle for a lot of what we see today. Just like a lot of you all that have had good mothers, for wise mothers. That's why some of our men have a struggle with just settling with one that's not that, because they grew up, they saw it in their grandmothers, they saw it in their mothers. And yes, time has changed, things are different, but as far as your values and your principles, they're not supposed to change, none whatsoever. I say, I don't believe the hype, as they say. Don't believe the hype. So that being said, I just wanted to make sure that I acknowledge it, since I saw you in there. Hey there, Sister Jacqueline. Good to see you, huh? It's good to see you all. So I'm thankful, guys, and this is what I mean by being motivated. Just think that if when I first tuned in for StreamYard at 4:10, and I would have gave up instead of just going on Facebook and then coming over here, rebooting up and going back into YouTube. So that means, y'all, I'm learning something, because I made a phone call, and my dear beloved brother Dogo, he was already out working because he's a father too. So those are the type of men that I'm thankful, very, very, very grateful to have around and in my life. They have not professed to be perfect men, but they have most definitely shown that they are strong, God-fearing men that are not afraid to help take care of another father's children, not afraid to help show and guide and lead another man's child, another woman's son or daughter. That speaks volume. I used to say it all the time, you all, for this and yes, this motivational Monday clearly will be centered a lot around motivating our strong Black men and men in general that may feel discouraged because of the task being so hard. I can't say that I know what that feels like as a man, because I am not one. And I say it all the time. I'm thankful that I'm not, because there's a lot of decisions that has to be made, and the best decisions have to be made by our heads, by our men, in order for when the earth is being replenished with your seed, in order for us to have some balance here in this world today, spiritually and naturally, which is all one. One helps the other. You cannot have one without the other. If we have one, if we have the natural without the spiritual, then you will get what we got now. People trying to destroy this earth. People trying to take other people's children hostage. If all of our men did that, then you all would just think about it. Where would we be? Where would we be? What would we be if we didn't even choose to have children with a woman, with a mother that was willing to properly raise the seed? What would we be? What would we be? It would be unbalanced, you all. It would be a lot more of us being taken advantage of. I can tell you right now, I'm able to be right here before you all, motivating you all because of God first, giving me strength. But it was my Uncle Frank that led my family, my mom, and even my dad and them all to the church at the time, where he was a minister and now he's pastoring in his own church. And even though we all are grown and we've learned our own different forms of spirituality, and we got our different denominations and what we believe in, and some there may be a few that said that they don't believe in God no more. They believe in themselves or the God in them. Whatever the case has been, my Uncle Frank has stood through the tests of time of strong on his belief system. But more importantly, the whole channel, Uncle, on this day, that regardless of what our experiences had been raised in the Pentecostal church, and the things that were good and the things that were not so good traditionally for our family, what kept us going on, and I know what kept me with the faith, is watching him still be a father to not just me, myself, filling in as what we call an uncle dad or uncle father, but watching him still strive through every back pain, every sweat of his brow, and thriving to have his own carpentry business, plumbing, and not ever making an excuse for why he should take care of his children. Y'all, I got a chance to see that every day until I graduated out of high school and college. I saw that every day. Every day I walked out my door, every time we needed something fixed. And he also helped teach my father some things. So go figure. So he operated more like what some would say a grandfather, a strong grandfather. And so that's why I want this Motivational Monday to be centered around. I didn't like I wanted to, because like I said, the StreamYard wasn't acting right. But nevertheless, no better time than now, to recognize and to give honor, because this is something that we don't do much of. Um, and yes, there are some people that's calling in now. I got to change over, y'all. I was right in the stride of everything. And so I'm just thankful, because I know that had a major impact. When my father was off doing what he had to do and working and trying to be there for all of his slew of 12 children, me being the oldest, then here goes. My Uncle Frank was there every step of the way. And for years, so was my godfather. When it was time to tend to service, my godfather was there as well. And so when you look at that, and then I had my Uncle Orlando Jones, I had my Uncle Buddy up the street, I had my Uncle Stonewall Jackson. Yep, and the name is exactly what it is. And he helped raise 9 as well. And so I don't have, even though I've gone through my hurt, my pain of not finding or not being found by those type of strong, balanced men that never professed to be perfect, but always showed their loyalty and their dedication to their family. Even when life had thrown bricks and stones at them, they kept going. They kept being loyal. They stayed being faithful enough to the family, where none of us ever had to sit there and be scratching our head, wondering when was our father figures and dads coming home? When were we going to see strength? When was we going to see what looks like God? When were we going to see structure? When were we going to see something being built? When was we going to see order? Yeah. So when my uncle and them would come in, and I would see them sweating, and they would have all that. I told you, it started at a very early age for me. Some of the rest of the kids would be playing around, doing all different type of stuff. And I did the same thing with my dad. I done the same thing with my stepfather as I got grown, married with children, when he would come into town. And I stopped everything. I started cooking whatever it was that they said they wanted to cook, I cooked. Whatever it was that they said they wanted to drink, they drank. Wherever it was, they said they want to sit and prep up their feet and go for it. Yeah, I know y'all thought that just because A self-sufficient, I don't really believe in the independent term, because independent means you had no help, it's just you. So it's self-sufficient, meaning that you are capable of taking care of yourself. But independently, I have not done anything just independently where I never ever needed no help outside of going to the restroom. And I believe my parents helped me with that too, and so did my aunts and uncles as a little girl. So I like to get things right and, balance that thing out when we're calling these all different labels, because it sounds so strong, it sounds so powerful. But I'm saying all that to say that I learned that then. However, I also learned that it's only a certain type of man, just like some of y'all men that may tune in, there's a certain kind of woman that deserves that type of treatment and that has earned that type of treatment. Not to say that just because someone's not your father or your husband or your brother, that they don't deserve no form of respect. No, you should treat every human being right, regardless of their position in your life, or if they don't, or if they're not in your life at all. But what I am saying is that made it very difficult for me to settle for a whiny man. It made it very difficult for me to settle for someone that'll make excuse and that has that's super lazy, and I mean lazy. And so, but it gave me much confidence in God to know that when the time is right, He will most definitely allow me to be found by one that carries those strong, beautiful, godly principles and loyalty and stability of what I was raised by. Okay. So, for all your dads that carry those attributes, a super happy Father's Day to you all, not just on Sunday, but every day. No, we do not here in this country, we don't honor the right things. And so it's important that I use my channel to acknowledge that and to make sure that just in case you have your own family traditions, know that should be one. Once a week, once a month, a special acknowledgement for the hard work and for the wisdom and for everything that's been done through it. And guess what? It doesn't have to be a blood learned through being mistreated, especially as a so-called Asiatic Black woman. The one thing that we have learned, that we've learned how to huddle together like cats. And we're going to make sure that we rub and we stroke each other from time to time. But dogs don't do that much. Dogs barking. They DMX you all the way. Yeah, men are hard on men sometimes. And yeah, and I'm not going to get on the subject of the ones that's not. They got to be cuddle buddled all the time. Because I don't see nothing wrong with with a man being nurturing, and because you learn that from the mother usually, or from the grandmother, or from the auntie, whoever, whatever woman raised you. We know that our men learn how to be nurturers mostly, I believe, mostly through women. And so if he had a beautiful relationship or a healthy or decent one with the woman who raised him, then that means that man will grow up to be not sit back and wait for an opportunity to disrespect the woman. Did you hear me with that one? Uh-huh. So I like to motivate us, y'all, for the women, those to us, even the ones that say, I don't know of any good men like that. You're blessed, Dr. Shell. I'm gonna say thank you. But I'm telling you now that they're there. It may not be a lot, but they're there. And I know during this time of research and all this social media, if you look hard enough, you'll find it. If you're looking for motivation through strength, through stability, we'll find it. And it's not just lip service. My uncle really didn't talk much, but they most definitely showed us better than they could tell us. When it was time to sit down, it was wisdom that that was shared with us, and I wasn't slighted as a young lady. Yeah, sometimes when it was time for everybody him to load us all up for our summer job to help go and do rehabbing homes. Oh yeah, there's always the work. They let the girls come sometime, and they let us make our little money, our little dividends, so we can go get our hair done from our antique shop. And they let us learn some things. Each one teach one. See how that applies, y'all? Still on this motivational Monday. This is it applies all the way around. So we need a mechanic. No, my uncles and my dad was the mechanics. They is to this day. If I have a question, I'm really, really confused, I'm calling them up and I still text asking, what about the alternator? Is there any other alternator that can fix such and such and such? And now, no, the demand is not as high anymore because now you can Google some things, you can YouTube some things. Who is a man? In most cases, the men are running those engineering those. They are the engineers of that, meaning giving the information. Those that believe that God spoke first to Adam, then there you go. The information was given, the order of things, how to cultivate the land. Now, Eve come along, for those who believe in it. She came along to learn how to treat the land, even though she represents, or let's say we represented, women represented Mother Nature, because we're the ones that receive a seed, like the earth receive a seed and then it multiplies. Or you can receive some knowledge in your mind, you can receive a vision that's been spoken into you, and you can birth that. So there's multiple ways we do this, but my point is that it's obvious that the men have operated as the givers more so than just the receivers. What we do is we give honor. We give that the women are not doing that. You see, there's no respect. So it's balancing that like this. And so I like to encourage and motivate us on this Motivational Monday to be a positive force and to acknowledge and honor those men. We do it for women, but let's honor our men that have been that consistent, stable minded spirit, force of nature, force of God in our lives. I can get to naming out different spiritual ones that have done great works. And yeah, you'll always have somebody that can say that but they didn't do this right, they didn't do that right. Yeah, never said that we would have it all figured out. We never said it. But to have one that will do versus making excuses. I say this all the time to our sisters. I was like, when they those who learned how to cook, and I am traditional in that way, or they say Mother Nature in me believes that a woman should be able to cook, and you should, because the hand that rocked the cradle really does rule the world. When in the sense of taking care of them, the first that feed, even from the breast, for those who give birth to children, we are the first to usually handle and care and nurture and mold the child for the longest. And when you really think about that, then here goes, that's the cradle. Who provides? And I'm not talking about us modern day women that saying, "Oh, honey, I did that all myself." Who made that cradle? Who made that baby bed 9 times out of 10? Because I know we got some women that know how to create some stuff. I'm one. But for the majority, who made that baby bed so that your arms could get a break from that baby? Who built that house? Yeah, we got some women that build houses. I get it. But for the majority, it's our men that still build homes, no matter how time has changed. Think about it, you all throughout the world, I'm sure above the earth and inside of the earth, that the men are the ones that's usually doing that. And when we learn how to do that as women, we usually learn it from our men that are builders, for our men that know how to cultivate the land, because those things are so strong at the time. You know, those machineries, who built most of the machines? Think about it. Nothing could be made convenient if God didn't plant the seed in the mind of a man, in the mind of a father, to make life plowing the land that we need to eat, the earth that we need to eat from. Nothing would be able to be made easy, where you can put on a cap and jump on a tractor and then mow your lawn, mow your farmland. Who does that mostly? I heard somebody say, now back in the day, they sent the women out. I'm not talking about a small majority of population where the men don't have no type of regards for their women, bearing children and being nurturers, and then wanting them to keep after the home without no support. I'm not talking about those other religions and other traditions where they believe in making a woman do everything in house and out. I'm not talking about those, and no, they don't represent the majority of the world. That does not. Even when you see, if you go even watch some documentaries where you see where they try to find out about other tribes and culture people that live on other islands, what you see when they zoom down on it, you see a bunch of men with spears and with their little tassel and their little stuff. It be the men ready to protect. I'm sure it's some women in there, but for the most part, you all, and I know somebody can debate that today because of the television and the internet that likes to draw us in and say, well, that's all they showing, but they didn't show the other hundred of women that were over there. Whatever. Whatever. I'm going off of one sub, like I said, what I saw coming up too. Our women, we stayed in the homes. We sold the clothes. I just remade a dress of mine the other night, and it came back, and I felt so good. Say, what motivated you to do that, Dr. Chef? And you ain't done that since the girls was little. Make clothes and put stuff together with my hands. I couldn't fit the dress no more. That's what motivated me to do that. I couldn't fit the dress no more, y'all. I had picked up 10 pounds. And I knew I wasn't finna change it. I knew I'm gonna tone up and work out and get into some of this sun, absorb some of this vitamin D. But I knew I was not going to get back down to the size of that dress on purpose. Okay? And so I cut it and put a design inside of another material inside of the dress so it can spread out some to accent what Mother Nature through my DNA and my mother and my grandparents and my auntie and them transferred down to me in the genes, along with a few some wheat bread and some bean pies and some other goody foods. So saying that to say this is what I was accustomed to our women doing. And no, it does not take anything away from our women like myself and others that have learned how and that appreciate creating things to the point to where they don't see a gender or specific work being done more or less by a man or a woman. But come on, y'all, let's be realistic. If you're not thinking from a selfish mind, from out of a jealous mind, or from an envious mind, we got to give our props to our men for being the original creators. If we being fair, come on. Women, for Mother's Day, we want to be treated fairly. We want to be acknowledged. We don't want nobody to say we ain't never cooked, we ain't never raised no children, we ain't never been a good auntie, we ain't never done nothing, and or that what we have to contribute to being the nurturers of this world. We don't want nobody short playing us with it. And a lot of us are rising up now and saying enough is enough, especially now that our women can be made judges now and police officers, and a few are firefighters, just a few. Because those things were made by stronger forces. And what I mean by a stronger force, I mean a stronger DNA wise. Muscles are usually what has to happen in order for a woman to build muscle mass like a man. Think about it. Come on now, y'all. You right down my alley, because see, I deadlift weight. I was trained by a man to lift weights. I wasn't trained by a woman. And I know there are some women trainers, but it's more men trainers. How to tone my muscles. And my muscle never could get the size of that man. And no, I could never lift as much as that man could lift. Okay? Now, in the mind, when the woman's being challenged, you don't tell them what. And yes, I take martial arts class. And at the end of the day, yes, they call me feisty. Yes, they say she got a ton of energy. Yes, they say if I keep it up, I'll be one of the best. And yeah, but what am I getting trained by? I'm getting trained by a man. I get trained by my brothers. It's more men in the class than it is women. And at the end of the day, I still got I fully understand that if it wasn't practice and they wanted to give me all of what they've been training and learning, they'd turn me to pieces. But because they're real men, that respect the woman and only want to make sure that we are protected and that we learn how to fend for ourselves when they are not around. They are not doing that because they've learned discipline. And for the ones who's doing it that didn't have that discipline before they joined the martial arts class, they sure enough learning it now from men that do. And so, y'all, this is what I want us. I want us to treat life that way. I want us to feel motivated on this motivational money to treat everything that gives life, everything that is everyone, not just our men, but it starts there first as far as what we look up to, what we expect the best from. Think about it. We wouldn't even be hearing all of this distraction about what this preacher done, about what this so-called star has done, if there wasn't an expectation of greatness from our men. We would not be hearing this. I said it before already. Think about it. I said it before already. I'm like, what would make somebody think? That's just in general. You ain't got to be quote unquote famous. What would make you think that if somebody is popping bottles of and drinking tons of alcohol and taking all different type of drugs, that they would be civilized when it came down to not acting like an animal when it came down to being around young, beautiful women? What in our white minds think that we were supposed to expect that a sober man, an unsober man, to act like a sober man? And that is what the lifestyle is. That's what they traditionally practice. What makes us think that? So at some point, we all have to get to a place to where we be more realistic. And I mean the word realistic. I really mean it in its fullness. That we not get so holy in our minds to the point to where we don't understand nothing that's going on in this earth today. You have good people, you got no not so good people. You have evil, you have that is godly and that is divine. You have day, you have night. Here in the Midwest, we have cold, we have hot. And in other parts of the world, there is cold and there is hot. Wherever it's all cold, then that means that your wardrobe don't have to change too much. It's going to stay Eskimo style. Wherever there's all heat, your wardrobe doesn't have to change too much. You'll stay in your nice summer clothes, and you ain't got to worry about whether or not you need a coat for the within the next couple of months. That's how life is. Somebody created that balance, you all. And I know it's a lot of debate of whether or not a man or a woman did it. I believe that we did it together. We did it together, but it is clear that God, that this earth that we call Mother Nature, most definitely have more of the attributes of the woman. But it has the structure and the stability of a man. At least that's what I have assessed, y'all. You all may think something different. Like, share, y'all. Like, share, because I know these type of spiritual, natural chats, talks most definitely help sometimes, because it took me time to think about these things, because I had been raised and have heard a lot of different philosophies and theologians and preachers and they want to swallow you up. Okay, I'm sorry. Okay, I'm not. This is the reason why we need balance, you all. That's what I'm trying to say. This is the reason why we need stability. This is the reason why we need strong foundations. We live in a time where there are those that will throw rocks. And I know, Sister Sandra, I'll be looking for your laughs now. You can tell I was raised in a very humorous family. My father was humorous when he wanted to be, and my mother was too. They would jump up. They could be done just told you to clean the whole house, or that made you walk miles in the hot sunny street and tears flowing down your face because your feet hurting so bad. And then turn right around and do something funny and have you cracking up laughing. So You all know, no credit to me. It is my mother and my father, my ancestors and my grandparents. My grandmother was pretty funny too. I'll never forget, she would get on us, a case on us about uh, sitting on her furniture. She was one of those grandmothers that liked to put the plastic on the furniture because she wanted to keep her furniture clean. And what we called at the time, we called them wet knots. We didn't call them figurines or call them souvenirs. We called them wet knots. To this day, I don't know why we call them wet knots. I don't know if because the gloss was on some of them porcelain things or what, but I look it up to find it out. See, I don't know everything. I don't know not even a half of what I know I should know. But so I'm sharing with you my 25 percentile that I'm gathering while we are here on this earth. But she was one where she was strict. Y'all get that up off my floor. Fix up my couch. Don't touch that. Don't touch this. Don't touch that. She liked all her stuff clean and nice and put together. And then right when you feel like, man, we can't have no fun in the house. We can't do this. Man, we just want to go outside and play, then she would take and walk us up the street, and she would take us. Grocery store was right across the street, so she would take and walk us to the grocery store and wind up getting us some of y'all remember them archway cookies. Don't y'all be tempted now. Don't y'all be tempted. Don't. I'm just using that as an example. Because see, even I sometimes have flashbacks, and that's what I mean by food is that's a traditional thing. But my grandmama, she was fancy with it. She liked to get some archway cookies, them lemon drops and the oatmeals and all that, and then they would be so soft, and we knew when it was coming because she do something, we start hurry up and doing it. We would clean up, we would act like we being good. We would sit down with our, with our little dress and went, yes, grandma, we ready, because we knew the store was right across the street. We want her to walk us over there so we can get some archway cookies. But the man that filled in the gap as a grandfather to us will be sitting right there, looking like, you happy now? All right. He said, are you thankful now? He said, all right. His name was Willie. May he rest in peace. He said, and he would shake our hand, and he would shake our hand so till our hand whole body started shaking. That's how strong he was, because he was about 6'2". A very tall man, real gentleman, but very tall man. And I'm like, how do he make our whole body shake? Now, granted, I can see that he's bigger than us, but I'm thinking to myself, why don't the women grab our hands like that and make us shake our whole body like that until we start laughing and giggling? Because there's a difference between our men and our women. There's a difference. We share a lot of things alike. We got hands, we got eyes, we got a mouth, we have a tongue, we have teeth. We have all these attributes that are alike on the outer, but inwardly and the way we think, a lot of times different. We have to learn from one another how to create that balance, the yin with the yang, in order for us to be able to walk together, in order for us to build together, in order for us to grow together, in order for us to know what's right to do together. All right, y'all? All right. It said that male energy. That's exactly what it was. See, somebody called it out. That was that man energy. That's what it was. And so I will say this: I got that part right. I was like, I didn't marry and have children with a weak man for sure. I can tell you that much. I didn't marry nobody that was physically weak. It was always somebody that had to be strong. Now nobody had the muscles like my daddy did, or as ripped as like my uncles and were. But they had to have some physical strength. Okay. So I got that part right. But for us, the love, the passion, the consistent, let me say the consistent love, compassion, the loyalty, the um, the non laziness, um, the know how to stand the ground at the right time, the right place, being protective over their cubs. I haven't mastered that yet. I have not attracted that yet, you all. Nope, I have not. I'm sitting here today on Confessing on Motivational Monday. I have not attracted that at all, because being a nurturer and being one that do what I do, I finally understood it. That when you are one that help to heal people, you will attract more sick people. And I literally have to come outside of that help, being a helpmate in that kind of way, or being a caregiver, a nurturer, a counselor. I got to step outside of that. Listen to me, women. You have to step outside of that part of yourself to allow yourself to just be seen as a woman that understands that God created you 9 times out of 10 for a certain kind of man. See how I said that? I said that with confidence, because I grew up with real men in my life. See, I never had a problem with creating and doing what my mothers and grandmothers did: cooking, cleaning, making sure that you motivate, support, expand on the vision. I never had a problem with that. I don't have one with it now. However, that's not good enough for only you to know. I had to make sure that I'm found, and I only say yes and I do. Ladies, listen up. Sisters, listen up. We have to make sure that we only be found by men that are willing to carry on the same type of what I just described, and what is a loyal man. Not one. My uncle, what I just tell you, they're pastors, they're ministers. They held, and they've had many businesses and still have them now. And they still taking care of the children and the grandchildren. Still allow them. They never made no excuses. Didn't say that I got this mission that I got to do and I got to leave my family for 6-7 months. Oh, is my Uncle Frank still up in there? Uncle, had you ever left your family for even 3 months at a time? When you first start having children, if you're there, if you're able to put in there, Uncle, have you ever left your family for 6 months at a time just because one person called you out and said that they wanted to do something for you and they weren't even paying you $1 million? No. That's a different kind of so-called man, y'all. Not one that's loyal and that fully understand what it means to be there to protect your family. Yes, they have had to go out of town and they've had to do trips and things of that nature. Yes, I think about the most I've heard was a week for them. So if you're looking for a wife, think about it, brothers that may be tuning in, or husbands that may be listening, sons that may be listening. If you're looking for a wife and you want that traditional wife, then you need to be the traditional man. That's the only way it's going to be balanced. It doesn't matter how much more women care. Something is going to be off. And eventually it's going to cause some things to be called off. I'm not saying that it's right, because it takes two, but it takes two. It takes two to make a thing come true. Do, do, do. Y'all remember the song? It takes two, baby. It takes two, baby, to make a dream come true. Don't crucify me. Here you go, you all. I just want you all to know that I love you all. I'm not going to try to be here before you all long. I appreciate you all that hung in there with me, as far as trying to make sure that you tuned in on this Motivational Monday. I wasn't going to stay long, but I'm just thankful that I was motivated enough to come before you all. And prayerfully, something that I've shared with you all have been a help concerning how we must love and respect those of us who have fathers, men that are in our life. And of course, we all know the same goes for us, so that the children and the next generation, you all can see a better example, a good example. Even scripturally wise, it says that we are supposed to make sure that we are laying out the foundation for our seed, for our children. And if you mess up and you get thrown off, then you're not supposed to blame one over the other. But however, just know you all, at some point, most of the time, yes, the men are going to be looked at, because there's a cycle of life that's taking place where what goes around does come back around. And since the earth is operating like the womb of a woman, where there's a constant rebirth, just know that nobody gets off the hook. First come, first serve. First shall be last, last shall be first. What goes up must come down. So just know, for those of you all, before I leave out, that wants to support, I do need the support this month, you all. I am trying to help some of our elders that are that don't have air conditioners, y'all. And I want to be able to support them in this, because as you all know, with them, some being my clients, that means that they'll be getting coerced once they go in to just to need maybe get rushed into the hospital, and they need to be hydrated because they're not as mobile as they would like to be. This helps me to be able to do that and to be able to go and check on them. Gas is high, everything is high. It helps me to be able to go in and give them something to hydrate them, even if that means bringing a basket of fruit and making up some water with some fruit, some alkaline. See, I do stuff like that, you all. And I don't toot my horn about it because it comes so natural for me to do it. Or when I'm riding up and down the street, which is every day, when I come out and I see somebody clumped over and they hot, they trying to withstand the heat, but I can feel it. I can feel it. I can feel it. I want to be able to give them a cold bottle of water. And so these things get taxing. I want to be able to keep the air rolling here, you all. So those of you all that can support, put in my Cash App. I appreciate it. Or that if you don't have Cash App and you want to call in to be able to send it, do it over the phone, then you can. Or if you want to do it by money order, I have a P.O. box as well. Please send in your support. Everything, everything helps. Anything, any and everything help. $5, $10. Thank you so much for those y'all, Sister Yolanda, different ones, Brother Allen, different ones that consistently do share, do help. It has been a blessing right at times when I needed it the most to do some things. And yes, it's been a very humbling experience, you all. It has been for me because I'm used to having plenty, but now that my job that I do, the work that I do now have expanded, it does cause for more support. It does. I just refuse to be mean about it. I refuse to feel like I refuse to make people feel like they're obligated to, because there's so many people in this whole world that's doing great works, is doing good works. So once again, I'm fair-minded, I'm balanced-minded about it. But yes, I'm also still thankful for those of you all that have helped up until this point, and that gives donations to those who do buy products. Again, the mental boost you all are on, that's on back order for our elders and for those who have those memory glitches like I have experienced from time to time from having so much going on. It's $65 for the advanced multivitamin. Yes, you all, it is on back order again too, because you all are not playing about your advanced multivitamin. I guess at some point you all are going to want to take advantage of getting 2 or 3 because I'm coming out so fast. They run out so fast when I first get in. So when I say I have more, I mean jump on it when you can, even if you have to try to set up a half and half payment plan, you all. And remember, the power of the moringa helps you all with reducing inflammation. It helps with the antioxidants. It helps with mental clarity. So if you cannot get your mental boost, I have been asked that question. The moringa is very powerful when it comes down to that. We so far so good don't know of any negative side effects that it causes at all. It's a real light, very, very light leafy kind. And yes, if you have a grinder or whatever, or a vitamin grinder, you can grind and make it into a powder, but I like it in a leaf form. It also helps with detoxification. It helps with ulcers. Meaning it really helps with reducing inflammation big time. It helps with elimination and constipation. Everything that I have helps to keep you in a natural flow so your mind and your spirit and your body can be balanced out. So let me put that out there. And then also it helps with anti-tumors. So for those of you ladies and different ones may have ulcers, may have fibroids, cysts, that powerful moringa will help you in that area. And also it's antifungal. So for those of y'all that have fungus, I leave that out sometimes because I skip over because I don't pay as much attention to this. And my apologies. My antifungal, those y'all have green nails, you got yellowish coming out, or maybe an odor from your secretion from your cells. Then the moringa will help with that as well. It helps also with promoting good male libido. So for our men that saying that they have men, this is yours. This is your go-to, the moringa. And you can sprinkle it on salad. You can sprinkle it inside a smoothie. You can take and put it inside your soup. And it does not have a strong at all. It's mild and mellow. I have a very strong taste bud. And I can't taste it at all. I don't know, maybe someone else can, but I can't taste it at all. And I'm one that I can go to a baby shower and they have this as a test with the different herbs. And I know what every herb, every herb and every spice is. I win those games. Matter of fact, they want to play those games before I get to it because then my that's clove, yeah, yep, that's cinnamon, yeah, that's moringa. They're like, how you know? I'm like, smell it, taste, and so it's helpful for that vision improvement. Vision. Remember, I told you my vision was getting blurred. I stopped for 1 week. I'm getting back started again. It also helps with in doing with energy. It helps with good healthy skin, anti-cholesterol. So, in other words, you all, moringa is a lifesaver for the summertime, especially y'all that's around people that's barbecuing or might be slipping in and out. Maybe not y'all that's tuning in, but somebody that might tune in a little later. You want to add this, because guess what? You can't add it to some homemade barbecue sauce. I just said it, and that's the chef in me talking now. You can add it in there, and then it'll taste good. Go ahead, reduce some of that inflammation, especially those of y'all that's getting in that extra amount of sodium. Foot swellings and swellings in the gut, swelling in your glands, thyroid glands, you all, eyes getting buckshot red, you feeling puffy in the face, and toes getting can't barely fit your shoes. Moringa, reduce inflammation. Guess what else does that? Your sea moss. $40 for the sea moss because this is your 102 minerals on top of helping with inflammation. This is what you want to have in your life for sure too. $40 a bag. And then last but not least, you have your powerful colon cleanse. It helps to rid of parasites. It helps to rid of anything that's trying to stay stuck in that gut. Do you hear me? So if you're taking all three of these because you got any type of gut issues, or you just want to trim down, you want to get healthy, you can't lose, you all. You can't lose, or just one at a time from the other. And then, of course, I have the B12 for energy. Those of y'all want to get out there, because God knows I'm so praying. Y'all pray for me as I pray for y'all, because I really want to get out there and get into some water. I want to go down and slide. Yep, at 49, I want to slide down. I'm finna motivate y'all to do this. I want to slide down one of those big old water slide slopes. Yeah, I want to do that. I want to get into some of the summer fun too. Yes. And so B12, $40 for the B12. I have the super. When I say the extra super strength, you gonna feel that energy. And no, I do not have to. I take mine maybe a couple of times off the week, maybe once every 2 weeks, y'all, because I got natural energy. When you're eating healthier, you don't have to worry about that. So this keeps you motivated too, y'all. That power of that liquid B12, and mine don't have no fillers, no nothing. It's not loaded with no sugar. $40 for the B12, you all. You can't beat that in the whole 2 ounce, one drop, 30. You most definitely could keep that for a 30-day supply as well. And once again, for those who want the business opportunity to join the 4Life Spectrum, call via text the 618. Let me make sure I put this in there right. Yeah, and I'm gonna have my bro to come around. I'm gonna have my brother to come around and help me with this as well. I'm gonna put the PO box number in there. my grandson was messing with this as well over the weekend. He kind of scared me. I thought I wasn't gonna be able to get on because of something that maybe he had done. Remember to keep Sister Jamaica and her family in your prayers. As you all know, out in California, it gets really, really hot. So for those of y'all, once again, I know I usually would say this for Wellness Wednesday, but I know it's still befitting to motivate you all to stay hydrated, please. For those of you all that's catching this heat wave, like we are here in like we are here in St. Louis, stay hydrated. Carry your container. Invest in your container, a stainless steel container, glass container of some sort, or a BHB um, container. I had mine, so I could have showed you. But you all know what a water bottle look like, so I'm sure you know what. I have a big one. I have a big jug one. Matter of fact, let me show you what I have. If I know I'm finna be out in the heat and doing this, what I got. I don't be playing. I got the camper style. Look at that, bam. Was that like a whole gallon? That's a whole gallon. I don't be playing on it because then it keeps it with real good room temperature. I ain't trying to be cute about it neither. If I want to make it cute, I just put a little bow on there. Yep, I said it. And I fill that baby up. Yes, I do. I fill it up and I stay hydrated. If you got some cucumbers or pineapples, um, um, uh, what else have you put in it? Not apples, lemons, you all. That will alkaline your water for those of you all that don't have good water filter systems. And I prefer to use the still water during that time because, as you know, the still water will draw out the fruitation there, or good fresh filtered water or spring water will do. Okay, so just understand that. Okay, PM by Sun Doctor. The moringa going to be my next purchase. Okay, thank you so much, Sister Dorothy, for your support in that. Yes, love that you can do smoothie. Yes, you can put it in smoothies. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, it does not give off taste or foul taste at all, you all. And for just $20, when, like I said, when I first saw this, and my quality is the same, as good as what I had gotten from Texas. $40. But as you know, everything is more higher in states where the population is bigger. So I say take advantage of it. I can't speak for all of the other moringas in the stores because so many people, now that they know that a lot of our people are trying natural things, they just grabbing whatever, and a lot of it don't be potent. Mine have to be potent. I have even helped to curve, and that'll be more elaboration for Wellness Wednesday at 4 p.m. God say the same. I'm able to tune in. I will be self-checking to make sure that that's fine. It has helped even balance out for my cycling, you all, to limit it down to almost nothing. When I tell you, that's how powerful it is. I've been doing mangoes mostly, pineapple water, a little lime. I've been using a little bit of my sea moss. I've stuck with my advanced multivitamin. These are some of my daily regimens. And my goodness, when I added that blackstrap molasses, using that, and so now I don't have to worry about that. And so I love you all. I'm done with Motivational Monday. Thank you all so much for tuning in. Somebody said watermelon. You got the watermelon. Simply Sandra, unless you finna send me that seeded watermelon, I have been doing a lot of juicing and very hot in Florida. A watermelon. Unless you finna send me that seeded watermelon, you cannot say that, Sister Sandra. That's treason. But guess what? Hold on one second. Because I'm going to demonstrate. Hold on one second. Don't be trying to show out. Don't be trying to show out. See? You get me all up into my Wellness Wednesday. Don't be trying to show out. Don't play. Do not play with me, Sandra. We will have I know you coming from Florida, but we will have a watermelon, boy. What? What? Okay, y'all, on that good, happy note, on that good note, you all stay motivated. And more important, stay cool, stay clean. Don't forget to carry your water bottles out. Stay positive. Appreciate one another. Love on. For those of y'all good, strong men, don't just let Sunday be the only time you show appreciation, just like we don't want to be. Do it throughout the rest of the month. You're supposed to do it on a regular basis, y'all. Just note that. And so I just note that I always love you all. You all can call in for 618-388-8100, which I did not put that in the chat. I will before I leave out, because there are some that new that tunes in. And remember to like, share. I need to boost and to get a few more subscribers, you all. No, I do not get paid and compensated for it. It would be nice, but I do not. But in order to be able to keep this channel, I have to make sure that I keep the subscriber up. That's the new rules that they have, y'all. Okay. Um, and you can schedule your consultations out for 1st of September. If anything change, I will let you all know. But if there are emergencies, don't be sitting back twiddling thinking that you want to speak to me, and call. You never know. Call anyway. You never know, because I know it's a lot going on today. Call. You never know. I just added it into the chat. Just call. But by all means, you all don't suffer. Don't stress yourself out. Don't lose it. Okay, that's what we are here for. Via text, that number is the best way for me to be able to see right away. Yes, I do get the voicemails as well to the 618-388-8100. And yes, you still can schedule your consultations. They would just have to be later for those of you all that have not that are not current health clients or supporters that I've been working with. And I had to do that because I knew my schedule had to change. Okay. And I am a G mom, so I am helping out more also with my grandson as well. And so, yeah, life goes on. I have a lot of new projects that I have to be sharing, and we can increase as far as what I'm doing and the support. Then that means that I can show more time dividends so that I can be able to help more. Peace, love, and good health always. And remember, first your mind, your body, and your whole soul to be healthy more for 2024. All right. Bye-bye. Yeah, so glad I made it in.